dreamers, rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day over here in beautiful Miami. Had to run over here to have a meetings knocked out, and the month continues with a lot of growth here and on the way. So I love it. Let's go ahead and get into today's topic. As you can see, I have 3 keys to really go ahead and have more in life. My mentor used to be better than yesterday. And I learned this years ago, and it's always gave me a lot of perspective, okay? So here's number 1. The first question to ask is, what are we focusing on? You see, there's always the 2 sides, right? The glass is half full or the glass is half empty. Or even Sadhguru, he used to always say there's 2 things we can choose. We can either choose joy or we can choose misery. The choice is up to us. So are we focusing on everything that's not going right in our life? Or are we actually focusing on the things that are going right? You see, all of us have problems. It's easy to go in and pick apart the things that's not going well. We all have that. But the difference is, how can we go ahead and find the gratitude? You know, Ed Mylett, one of the top entrepreneurs, he's worth $800 million. And he has a story where he was sitting at a coffee meeting. And his mentor's talking about, you know, he's going through a lot in life. And he's saying, Ed, do you really have nothing to be grateful for right now? And he's like, no, my life is terrible. I've got everything going on. I have nothing to be happy about. And as he's sitting there, there's this old couple that walks by, and the old man is pushing his wife in a wheelchair. And you can clearly see that she has cancer. She has no hair. And they go by, and his mentor asks him again, he's like, do you really have nothing that you can be grateful for right now? And he's like, I'm an asshole. This lady's on her deathbed, and I'm sitting here breathing, and I can't find anything to be grateful for. So that's number 1. What are we focusing on? Because even in the midst of chaos, there's still always things to be grateful for. So even for me, when I was living out of my car 30K in debt, I had to learn to start focusing on what can I control? And the things that I could control was what I was listening to, who I was hanging out with, the information that I was becoming a sponge with every single day. So that was the first piece that allowed me to get a huge piece of a perspective change. What are we focusing on every day? Are we focused on income producing activities? Or are we focused on the noise, the wasted Wednesdays, the thirsty Thursdays, the partying out on the weekends? You got to think about it. The weekend's about to come up. And another thing my mentor always said, he said, most people live for the weekends. That's why week. So coming in even for this weekend, what is the focus? Granted, absolutely spend time with family, but realize many of the 1%ers, they're not starting January 1st for their resolutions. They've already started. And a big piece of that has to do with, what is the focus? Are we getting distracted, or are we locked in daily? Waking up, writing our goals, actually keeping a blocked out time schedule, so we're making sure the day is organized. All of these pieces are key. So that's going to be number 1. What do we focus on? Number 2, the second question is going to be, what does this mean? When we're focusing on the great things that's happening in life, we're eating better, we're hitting the gym, we're starting to put out more content, we're getting a little bit more confident to speak to other people, maybe in person. So what does this mean? And I believe there's always 2 sides. We can either look at this as the beginning, or you see, we can see this as the end. So I want to ask everybody coming on here right now today, do you believe we are just getting started, or do you believe we are at the end of our rope? Let that one sink in for a second. I can tell you right now, as we're coming into 2026, we are at the brink of what some people have been waiting, some people years, some others decades, to be able to have the potential that we have sitting right here in the palm of our hand. Think about it. We have Wi-Fi right now. We're in 2025 and 2026. As long as we have Wi-Fi, with mentors, with information, we can go out and make an income and impact anybody, anywhere. So that's number 2. Is, what does this mean? And number 3, here's the third piece for today, to really go ahead and wrap this thing up, is what am I going to do with this new perspective? If we're focusing on our goals, if we're focused on all the abundance, if number 2 is we're starting to really go and ask of, what does this mean? I believe we're at the brink of something incredible. More knowledge, more wisdom, more action, more impacts. And finally, the third, last but not least, is what's the meaning? What is the emotion that we're feeling with this? Are we nervous? Are we afraid of what somebody else is going to say? Of maybe what family's opinion is going to be about our business? Are we excited because we know, again, if somebody actually looks at this information, they'll never be the same. Perfect example, Melissa Collins. Melissa Collins had nothing that she wanted to do with this company or this platform. She's been in the industry for a decade, finally understood that, oh my freaking goodness, anybody that is a mom that has all these kids, they need this service. So she came in a matter of 30 days, cleared 100,000 because she understood the power of the service. She got emotionally involved and knew this was something that was way bigger than her. So that's my 3 keys coming in for today, fam. How can we go ahead and have doing less more? What is the focus that we're having for every day? Number 2, what does this mean? And number 3, are we emotionally involved, right? The desire. Napoleon Hill calls it a burning desire. When that desire is hot enough, when the pain of change, they say, outweighs the pain of staying the same, then we will change. So I believe we're at the breaking point, the tipping point for going over the edge of where it is that this company's been for the past 50 years. So it's safe to say we are just getting started. So I love you, fam. Nobody told you that today. I'm proud of you. Go out and have an amazing day. We're here for you. Our mentors are here for you all day long. Anything you need, don't be afraid to reach out. Remember, we can be, do, and have anything. We can hold it in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. It's game time, fam. Let's go.